God damn. God damn. Damn. Nothing left.
Okay, guys. Okay. All right. Now that I have directed Sir K's camera properly because my OBS still will not let me move anything. Um Shout out Sir K. But how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us for another edition of NHP Unscripted. Thank you guys, man, again for joining us, man, as we are on here to talk a rather boring yet interesting week of wrestling. We had AEW this week. We had that,
AEW this week.
and then we have WWE's little chunk of their international European tour that started Friday in Berlin, Germany, and is continuing on for another week, I believe. But we also will be talking about Raw yesterday in Dusseldorf, Germany. Which I have to say, I am very disappointed with the Germany crowd. I thought the Germany crowd largely sucked for the better part of both shows. They had their moments, but for the most part, definitely not what you would expect from an international audience, in my opinion.
100%. These last two episodes of Raw and SmackDown, they felt like normal episodes of their television. It didn't feel like, how international audiences usually carry the show. It did not feel like that in the slightest.
No, not at all. Not at all, man. And that was one of the big things I talked to you about, and you told me was, normally it's easy for these international, crowds to carry the show. I don't know if it's just the show was too bad or the crowd didn't really care, but the crowd, it seemed like the crowd, there was kind of really no saving Monday Night Raw, to be honest. But we're going to talk about all that good stuff. Obviously, there's the big thing to talk about on Friday Night SmackDown, so we'll get to all that. But how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us for another edition of Unscripted. This episode 282 of Unscripted. And again, thank you guys for joining us as always for another edition of Unscripted. If this is your first time watching, you guys do not know how the show works. Every Monday, we are on here or every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central, we are on here with NHP Unscripted. And every Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news. And for the big pay-per-views for both WWE and for the pay-per-views for both WWE and AEW, we're live directly after the show goes off the air with the official post-show review. If you guys did miss, or sorry, if you guys the next time we will be live with one of the post shows is Royal Rumble. So we still got another couple weeks. But if you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, as well as Saturday's edition of the year-end awards, the 2025 Notorious Heels year-end awards, you guys can now watch those. Both of those episodes live on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live on YouTube every Friday at 3 p.m. Central for that, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the brand new NHP merchandise, you guys can now find our newest slept on since 2020 design live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, where you can get this beautiful piece of Notorious Heels merchandise live on there as we speak, man. And with that being said, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, go ahead, put the people on to what you were smiling about today.
Just been chilling, man. Things been pretty normal as of January, man. Just been normal, man. No pay-per-view, so I'm just waiting, dreading Royal Rumble, and you know, from Friday is gonna be really interesting because from everything we're hearing, man, Royal Rumble is either gonna be really good or really horrible, and I'm genuinely like starting to be excited to see which one it's gonna be. Um, because I'm expecting disappointment, at least from the 2025 we got. But in 2026, man, I've been doing good so far. Just been chilling, man. Just been chilling. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I am not too bad, man. Just chilling, dude. Yeah, the huge, bro, the huge. Chilling, to be honest, man. Finally got the chance to sit down and play a video game this past weekend, so that was really fun. And yeah, that was pretty much about it. So yeah, that nothing too much other than that. It's not. It's weird seeing. It's weird seeing. Logging onto my social media and seeing Bears winning in the playoffs. Very crazy. Very crazy. Uh, so other than that, that's pretty much it's pretty much it. The only thing that's pretty weird in life right now is seeing the Bears win. It's very weird. Um,
Actually,
very,
is.
very weird. But you love to see it, man. It's good for Chicago. It's nice to see. It's nice to see people in the city happy. So it's weird. It's weird, but you love to see it, man. But um yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Just chilling, dude, just chilling. Like you mentioned, very I have a very weird stance going into the Royal Rumble because I feel like WWE is doing something to, you know, I guess spice it up, or their idea of spice it up for the Royal Rumble. I just don't know what that means for Chamber. But we'll get to it when we talk to Monday Night Raw, because I do have some theories now. Because um, apparently this fucking guy Logan, man. What? Hey, the Bears have
Yeah,
lost to the Pack. I've grown up with nothing but torment from people, from your Packers. So, um,
exactly.
m-
It's
maybe
life goes around.
yeah, maybe it's about time they get some. But I used to feel the same way about the Patriots when I was really big into football. Now I'm definitely way more of a basketball guy as I've got older, but um I've always been a Seahawks fan, and man, did I hate the fucking Patriots that one year after that Super Bowl, man. So I get it. I get it. But hey, man, Chicago, they finally Chicago sports, man. It's so nice. Okay. All right. Um well, back to what I was saying. Yeah, Chicago sports have suffered for a very long time. Even though um, both Chicago sport teams aren't my first team, they're definitely there. Especially the I like the Bulls. They're just a frustrating franchise sometimes. Um, there was that one little stint.
Reliable.
Yes, there was that one little stint where we had Jimmy Butler, and it was really nice. But other than that, the Derrick Rose era was the only winning era I've ever seen from the Bulls. As for the Bears, literally until now, never seen them consistently win. And I mean, this is really only one season, so I guess I can't even really say it's consistently winning. We'll have to see as the years go on. But man, I don't know.
It's,
Um,
hasn't the Bears now won a Super Bowl the whole time we've been alive? Since like a few years before that?
oh no, it wasn't just a few years.
Was it like the 80s
It
or
was
something?
yes, it was the 85 Bears, but they made it to a Super Bowl in 2007, but they lost to uh the Sheriff, Peyton Manning, and the Indianapolis Colts. So,
Terrible.
um yeah, but as man, the Bulls haven't even made it back to a fucking finals since 98. So, since the Jordan era. But regardless, that is probably largely why your boy grew up fans of other teams. So hey, I don't know. But regardless, hey man, we got. I'd rather talk about Chicago sports because it's time to talk about AEW Dynamite. Um, so we have AEW Dynamite, man. This is your January 7th edition of AEW Dynamite as this episode of AEW Dynamite was rather interesting for a couple things, but largely this episode of Dynamite was boring. As you can imagine. As AEW
Really?
Dynamite, as AEW Dynamite typically is, it was boring. So we have the typical Tony Khan, he's probably, you know, as the years serve us, he's probably going, or as history has shown us, he's probably going to knock it out of the park for Revolution. But the way to Revolution is going to be a little rough. So
The thing about Tony Khan at this point, he is reliable, man. You know, TV's gonna be ass, and
yes,
the pay per view's probably gonna be good. At least he's consistent. You know what I mean?
he is. He
You know
is.
what to
Yeah,
expect.
100%. He is very consistent in that regard. Every Wednesday when you load up that TV, you are going to sit there and watch a bunch of fucking nothing. You are literally going to sit there and watch a bunch of nothing on AEW. But when that pay-per-view takes place, it's going to hit. It's going to hit.
It's bro.
Um
Literally, it's like watching only the Avengers movies and not watching like every other movie that built up to the Avengers movie. At least half the time they're pointless nowadays. But you watch the Avengers and that shit hits. You know what I mean? That's
100%.
AEW in a nutshell at this point. They're the MCU.
100%. That's completely how I go about watching basketball. I, keep up with the regular season, but obviously, who, at least for me, I ain't watching no fucking regular season game. But when we get to the playoffs, I'm seated because these
Exactly.
are the games that actually matter. Also, well, I assume it's a lot easier for football fans because they only have 17 games in their regular season, but so games matter more. Basketball has 82. I am not. Who has the fucking time to sit down and watch 82 fucking? Who even has the fucking time to sit down and watch half of that? At least not me. I also watch a lot of wrestling, so wrestling takes up most of my viewership. But
Waste your time.
100%. But yeah, AEW Dynamite, man. If you are an AEW fan that skips, weekly TV and you only watch pay per view and you only watch pay per views, I do not fucking blame you at all, at all. But regardless, hey man, it we 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 do watch Dynamite every week, and it is pretty.
for you guys. Then that's what I tell myself when I'm watching that show.
100%.
It's to talk about it with you guys because if it wasn't
100%.
for you guys, who would watch that show?
Gotti says he watches all 82 Rockets games, man. You know, I wish I could say that about the Mavs, but especially this season. Well, I can't even say that. Cooper Flag looks really good, but I feel like every time I hear about the Mavericks, it's about Anthony Davis getting fucking hurt again. And it's just like, why did we trade for this guy? Why did we trade Luka Doncic for this guy, bro? And I love AD. AD's a Chicago guy. He's a great player, man, but it's just like, you traded Doncic for him? And it's like, again, like, man, like, Nico's such an idiot. I'm glad he's fired, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And if I was watching any other team for 82 games in a basketball season, it would obviously be the Bulls, and I couldn't fucking do that either. They are just the most mid franchise. Um, I mean, they're literally just the definition of all right. Like they're an all right team, but you know they ain't making no fucking. You know they're a first round exit every year. So it's like, what? What's the fucking
Apparently,
point? Uh-huh.
according to God, he got hurt again today.
He did. He did. He's gonna be out. I just read that he's having surgery to repair ligament damage in his hand, and he's gonna miss several months. So it's like, it come on, dude.
Basketball.
Man, it is. Yeah, yeah. I completely get it, Gotti. Nobody can question my Mavericks fandom either, man. I I my first year I watched basketball was the year they won the championship, so I really fell in love with the team. And then every year after that, it was rough. It was very rough. And then we got Luca. Things look pretty. I mean, things look pretty dope. He was bringing them really far in the playoffs a lot of years. Made it to the finals. Then they fucking traded him away the next year. So you gotta fucking love it. You gotta fucking love that idiot Nico Harrison. But thankfully he's gone now. But no, Cooper Flag looks really good. I'm very interested to see how he develops. I kind of want them to trade all the I kind of want them to at least Anthony Davis, and I love Kyrie Irving, but it might just be time to build the team around Flag. But I would see how Kyrie plays with him first. But yeah, I mean, I would it's rough being a Mavericks fan, as you guys can probably tell.
Man, be going through it.
But I mean, it it is what it is. One day we'll be all right, I'm sure. But regardless, um, my man is back from his business trip. We have
Oh, girl.
we have my brother Gotti in the house. We have Mister Walk him down and cut they shiz off. Mister Walk him down and cook that shit up. Mister Walk. Oh, the owner of GDR Finances LLC. How could I forget? Mr. Walk him down and cut that shit off. Mr. Walk him down and cook that shit up. Mr. Walk him down and run that marathon. Mr. Walk him down and climb that tree. Mr. Walk him down and feed them families is here. We got my brother Gotti Devon in the house. How are you, my brother? And Kyrie would Kyrie, yeah, the Rockets are probably a point guard away from at least making it really fucking far in the playoffs, man. At the very least, but they could very well be on their way to a championship if they do have a reliable point guard. Um, Kyrie would be pretty dope for that. I heard they wanted to get James Harden back, or I heard there was at least like the idea of that being tossed around. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm doing
I'm
pretty
doing
good,
good,
man.
Gotti.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty
Thank you.
good. Thank you, bro. Well, Gotti, I seen your Texans. They advanced in the playoffs as well. So
Nice. Nice. Doc Gotti's doing good in the sports.
I do have to I think I have to wait for next Saturday or Sunday to see what the Seahawks do. But um shout out to Seahawks, bro.
Real shit.
But John Moxley and Shelton Benjamin opened the show. See what I mean? I'd much
What a
rather just fucking
transition.
talk about sports.
What a transition.
John Moxley defeated Shelton Benjamin for the Continental Championship. It's a pretty decent match. Yeah, it was is your Dynamite opener, is your good match, and you have no idea why it's taking place, but it was a good match.
I will say though, I am glad that that title is on someone like Moxley, who will actually see defend the title, and it could actually become an actual title on TV. Because when Okada held that thing, that shit was literally just a prop. So at least it's actually starting to be used now that Moxley has it.
Well, man, Tony, he loves Okada with his with his belts. So yeah, I completely I think on Moxley, or quite literally on anybody else, this is really the first time we've seen it defended on like a regular basis. You know what I mean? Because Eddie Kingston, A, nobody was watching an Eddie Kingston match, and B, most of his matches were on Collision anyway, so, we didn't really see much of it then. And then once Okada got it, he would defend it, like, every, like, 2 months on a Dynamite, but, we never really seen it defended. Since its inception, we've never really seen it defended regularly, but John Moxley won here. That was that. Yeah, like I said, good match. I had no idea why it was taking place. Shelton Benjamin just came out the week before this and just stared at Moxley, and that was enough to get him a championship match.
You gotta say you want the match, or you come out and stare at the championship, and the match is all yours, bro.
There you go. So the Young Bucks and Jack Perry, they have a match with the Don Callis family. Um, and the Don Callis family adds 2 new members on this episode of Dynamite. But they added, they added one, returned the other. Andrade has finally come back from his situation with WWE. He has finally made his AEW return. I think he debuted in September, and then they just had to sit him for 4 months, and now he's back. Now he's back on AEW Dynamite, and they have also added Jake Doyle from the Indies, or Jake something, is what he used to go by on the Indies. But Jake Doyle and Andrade are now in the Don Callis family as AEW fans. They're probably very hype about this. I couldn't find a fuck to give about the Don Callis family, but AEW fans, they're very excited that Don has added another pair of demons to his group, that which they seem to think is one of the greatest fucking groups ever assembled. I don't know how, but yeah, we have another 2 names officially in this faction, and again, I'm still looking for my fuck to give, because this group sucks.
Oh, this group is fucking dog shit, dude. Did you see Baron Corbin's booking idea for the Don Callis family? Why do these wrestlers get podcasts, dude? This is horrible.
No. I I'm
He's,
I'm debating on if I want you to tell me or not, but
I'm gonna tell you anyway, man, because I'm sure you're gonna want to hear this. He said that they should go all in on the Don Callis family and get so many members where they could do basically an AEW versus Don Callis like pay-per-view storyline. He wants like half the roster under the Don Callis family so they could have like a company civil war, I guess. Fucking horrible. You know what I also was subjected to on Twitter, man? Twitter's been horrible lately. I was subjected to an AEW fan edit of Mark Davis and Jack or fucking Jake Doyle being a possible tag team. They were so hype about that. They made a fucking um, compilation package of those two compilated clips together to get over the idea of them as a tag team. I had to watch that.
Uh,
These ain't, oh man.
okay. Well, first of all, um, now that he said that, Tony Khan is probably going to bring him in and put him in the Don Callis family is Baron Corbin
Probably.
or Bishop Dyer. Um, you have that's a terrible idea. I uh, I'm I'm so sick of the Don Callis family as it is. The last thing we need for them is more fucking members and a civil war storyline with the company. That sounds absolutely fucking horrible. Half the time, half the fucking roster is feuding with the Don Callis family anyway. You got Jet Speed feuding with him. You got fucking Kenny Omega and the Elite feuding with him. You got Jurassic Express feuding with him. You got the fucking Conglomerators fucking feuding with him. Everybody's feuding with the Don Callis family half the time anyway. So what's the point? Now we're fantasy booking pay-per-views. That and the other thing, what did you say? What Mark Davis and Mark
Jack
Doyle
Doyle.
or Jark Doyle? What the Jarvis Doyle? What the fuck is his name? What Jar
Is it Jake
Jarvis
Doyle?
Jake
They call
Doyle?
him Jack, but I think it's Jake.
Well, Jarvis fucking Doyle and Mark Davis. I mean,
They
what
think
is
they're gonna be a demon ass tag team, apparently.
a demon ass tag team? Really? But what the fuck? Who who asked for that? I mean, what? Who? I mean, now just based off what they did on Dynamite, they're probably right. They probably are going to be a tag team, but like, why are you hyped for that? It's fucking Jarvis Doyle and Mark Davis. I mean, who gives a shit? I mean, at the end of the day, anyway, they're in the fucking Don Callis family. Who cares?
Also, you know what? AEW fans are funny because they just love the most random people and the most random shit ever. Like fucking Josh Alexander, for an example. They love that
What?
fucking burger of a wrestler, and it's hilarious.
They do?
Oh fuck yeah, you know they love Josh Alexander, dude. That is definition of like an AEW fan guy. You know what I mean?
I, I,
That shit just cracks me up, man. Cause
you
like
know what
these
I
are so
also see?
happy.
They
What's
love El Clan for some reason.
Oh,
They
sure.
love him.
I was
Dude,
seeing that. I
I
was seeing.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
always seeing like, dude, El Clan is such a demon, bro. Like, man, he like no, he's not. Like, but
It'd be like a fucking WWE fan did that for those random people. Like, man, this fucking, you know what? Actually, AEW fans did this to Tozawa. They love Tozawa. They think
what?
Tozawa's a demon, and they want him in AEW.
They
Dead
want
ass. I'm not even lying. I'm genuinely not lying. This is the shit I see on Twitter. They
oh,
love
yeah.
Tozawa.
It gets muddy, bro. It really does get muddy. But dude, they yeah, that would be like that would be like WWE fans being like, dude, fucking this Raul Mendoza guy, bro. He is just a
Dude, literally,
man, bro.
he is the
Um
fucking guy. That is Raul Mendoza. Demon. I
yeah,
mean, they kind of do it for Montez Ford.
yeah, that's one of the more like popular underrated. He's like underrated.
Yeah.
He was like
He,
underrated to the point where he's not underrated anymore because everybody knows how good he is. He's just underutilized, kind of
it's
thing.
like 2018 Cesaro. Like,
Yeah,
everyone knows he's fucking good. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's not like special to think he's good, but they think it's special to think Montez Ford is like this fucking godlike singles guy when that shit would immediately crumble. I hope it happens, man, because I want to see it fail at this point.
yeah. Me too. He had that really good showing in that Elimination Chamber a couple years ago. And then they never did anything with him. I think as a wrestler, he will be fine. But in WWE, you can't just get over by being a really good wrestler. And I just feel, at least, I think his whole character kind of just plays too much to be like a At least I don't know. I just can't really take him seriously, to be honest, as a singles. But um, I don't know. MJF and Bandito are building to their match next week. I believe it is for the title and the ring that Bandito has, because Bandito is the Dynamite Diamond winner. So I'm sure MJF's literally just gonna fucking win it back. But
I don't know why they do that fucking match for that ring anymore. You might as well just keep it as MJF's prop at this point, because it just is.
it is, and I mean, it makes sense for him to have. It,
Exactly.
it fits his character. So I mean, I don't understand why. Yeah, like you said, we're even still fighting for this. It's MJF's prop, bro. I'm sorry. It just is. But we got yeah, they got into a little brawl. MJF brought like a translator, but then Bandito revealed that he spoke English, which I knew the whole time, which also boggled my mind as to why AEW never had him speak English, because I've literally talked to Bandito before. I met Bandito a couple years ago, damn near 8 years ago now at this point. I met the guy, and he spoke perfect English. So I I don't know, but yeah, this is what they're doing. Um,
Literally, like, why don't you embrace that and fucking use him more in English speaking manners?
fuck if I know. Mercedes Moné attended Willow Nightingale's TBS title celebration. She eventually crashed out and she fell into a cake that Chris Statlander was holding. She then got pissed and turned around into a babe with bomb from Willow to on the
That
cake.
exact same segment before with Mercedes, where she fell into a cake. I swear they did that before.
I think they did. I think it was in her feud with Harley Cameron. I think there was like a segment with a
Yeah,
cake.
she did that exact same thing before. Okay, just repeating segments.
Yeah, that was that. Why Mercedes was even invited to this celebration when she's the person Willow beat for the title, I have no idea. But uh, all right, I
I,
guess.
I, I, I don't know.
So we have Swerve and Hangman defeating Hobbs and Hook, or the Hops, as Tony Schiavone says, in a lights out tag match. Powerhouse Hobbs did a world's strongest slam to Swerve Strickland on the cinder blocks. A little bit later in the match, Swerve and Hangman hit a Deadeye Swerve Stomp combo to Hobbs on the cinder blocks, and then Hangman hit Hook with a buckshot lariat and then wrapped the chain around his neck and threw him over the top rope, and Hook tapped out. So that was your lights out main event for AEW Dynamite. Yeah, show sucked. Literally, other than 2 debuts, which those even weren't really that good, those were really the only things of note on AEW Dynamite this week. So yeah, that was Dynamite, man. Again, largely a bore of an episode.
Usually is. Dynamite usually follows that trend, man. So, when is Revolution? I feel like it's a decent amount away.
It is. It's about 2 months away. Revolution is
Oh,
March
oh,
5th, March 15th.
holy shit! Their next pay per view's till March. Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh, it's gonna be rough for them. Oh man.
Yes, it is. It's gonna be
Oh
very
god.
rough. I don't know where this road leads us, bro. I really don't at this point. But that was AEW Dynamite, man. Again, uh very boring. That's all I got for Dynamite. Um so before we move over to SmackDown, man, we do have an official word from our sponsor here at NHP. We got a word from W Energy, man. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus, without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula that is sugar-free, 0 calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Truly, always got to shout out W. Whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, whether it's staying up during Dynamite, during SmackDown, during an international Raw. Those things are like at 1 o'clock, and you still need W to stay up, man. It's rough out here. So if you need to stay up, you need the focus, and you don't want the jitters, and you want to taste good all at the same time, truly, always got to shout out W.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, thank you and shouts out to the great people over at W, the official sponsor of Notorious Heels, man. Thank you guys as always. And now we have SmackDown.
God.
Jesus.
Never go.
Okay. All right. I apologize for that, everybody. All right, man. We got SmackDown. This episode of SmackDown, like I said, it was from Berlin, like I was saying, it was from Berlin, Germany. There actually was a couple interesting things that did happen on the show, but regardless, there also was a lot of fluff on the show. Starting off, they put Trick Williams in a segment with Randy Orton. Last week, he was in a segment with Sami Zayn. And this week, he is in a segment with Randy Orton. I will say, for not being the biggest Trick Williams guy, he did all right against Randy Orton. I will say he definitely Orton talked a little bit about it in the promo, but he carries himself with a lot of confidence. And I think on TV that does make Trick come off looking very well. I think he looks very well. Again, he looks confident, and yeah, he overall looked good in this segment with Randy Orton. There was a little scuffle with these two afterwards, but overall, I would say he looked pretty good in this segment with Orton here.
I would say overall, I'm not the biggest Trick guy, but I like him, and I think he'll be pretty reliable for the most part from what I've seen. I could see in a way of saying this, and I mean this in an actual good way, coming from me. I could see him as a next Miz. You know what I mean? One of those just reliable guys on the roster. He's safe to work with. He's probably going to be safe to put in a story with. I could see him in that kind of role.
The next Miz, huh?
In terms of reliability, at least.
Wow, that is that's huge praise from
I
Sir
actually
K,
mean that.
man. Sir K's
And I actually
big.
do mean that as a compliment.
Sir K's a big Miz guy, man. I know. I'm
I
just.
actually like the guy
I'm shocked. You're using the Miz in the sense to compliment somebody, man. I don't know what world we're living in, man.
Speaking of The Miz, did you see that Chris Van Vliet interview with The Miz?
I did not.
I didn't watch it, but I saw a clip of him talking about kicked out of the locker room, and
Oh
the way
God.
he talks about like who it was, and he literally just I don't know if Chris Van Vliet didn't know who kicked him out, because he asked him if it was the Undertaker, and Miz just said no, he's just not here anymore, or what he said some hilarious phrase that was like I don't think that's all that happened, but it was funny.
I gotta see that, bro. I gotta see that. He's not here anymore. Where is he? Where is he, Miz?
Look
So
where he is. I don't think he's ever going to be here again, but
probably not. So, and if he is, then
That would, man.
Then save us all, I guess. But the
Literally.
Miz, or not the Miz, Miz Williams, um, Tr- Trick Williams, then in his SmackDown debut, beat Ray Phoenix by way of roll up. So this was his SmackDown in ring debut, and he got a win against Ray Phoenix. So what they're doing with Ray Phoenix exactly, I have no idea. But they are I don't know. I guess he's not the new toy anymore. He's gatekeeping for the new guys. So you love to
No,
see it.
literally, man. Already gatekeeping. His literal tag team brother is over on a different show, being in a random tag team. At this point, just get those two together, bruh. At this point, you might as well. You're basically doing it anyway for Penta.
Damn near. SmackDown also has another new signing in the form of Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace, in a backstage segment, reveals that she has signed with SmackDown. She then wins her debut match against Alba Fire later in the night. And
Okay.
on her way out, she was confronted by Jade Cargill, who told her that this will stay her show because she is that bitch. Okay, just it's at this point it is typical Triple H, but I gotta call this out. Why is Jordan Grace, the night she hits the main roster, being confronted by the women's world champion? I mean, are you that creatively bankrupt to the point where, like, and we all fucking know Jordan Grace isn't winning anything. Are you going to, I'm telling you right now, if you call up Jordan, feed her immediately to Jade Cargill, and then just have her go on about her day, it is going to be very hard for her to get over following her program with Jade Cargill. That is a recipe for disaster. Like I said, if she is called up and immediately thrusted into the women's title scene against Jade, who we know is probably facing Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, so obviously we know Jordan's not winning anything, it is going to be very hard for WWE to get back on their feet booking-wise with Jordan Grace if we, again, go the typical Triple H route where you call somebody up and immediately put them in the title scene, have them lose, and then have them go on about their way. What happened to the Triple H of old in NXT, where one of the best things he would book was somebody's organic, rise to a championship. Nobody would ever, sniff a championship too early in their run. And then, lose and be forced to kind of pick up the pieces going forward. It just didn't happen. Why are we getting that here? To me, I understand you're probably creatively bankrupt and you have nobody for Jade Cargill to face, but Jordan Grace, unfortunately, is going to have to pay the price for that.
100%. And, like, Triple H, do you not see how that doesn't work for Tony Khan and the way he does his woman debuts? That's what he does exactly, and it's horrible, and it's a bad system. Why are you doing that same bad system?
It makes no sense, and like I said, it's going to be very hard for Jordan Grace to pick up the pieces, following a loss to Jade Cargill when it's probably going to be, one of her first, it's probably going to be her first feud on the main roster, and it's a loss. How's anybody supposed to get behind that? You have a hard time getting Julia over, and you had her come in winning. You have Jordan Grace coming in losing. It's going to be twice as hard. I don't understand it.
Makes no fucking sense.
But regardless, Jordan Grace is with SmackDown. Now that, on the other hand, I think that is a good. I think that is a good move for SmackDown. Again, I don't understand their way of going about it, but overall, I do think it is a good move. She was in NXT for absolutely no reason. I mean, everybody knows she's main roster ready. She's been main roster ready. Some people I just don't even know why you put in NXT, especially in like Jordan Grace's case, where she didn't even end up winning a championship down there. So again, I ask, what the fuck was the point of what was the point of putting her in NXT? It to me made no sense. But she's finally on the main roster now, and hopefully things really kind of pick up for her. If anything, what I would have done with Jordan Grace is have her go after Chelsea Green or Julia for the US championship and try to do something different with that. Instead of again immediately catapulting her to the top, and then the only way to go from there is to fucking fall down the mountain. So yeah,
100%, exactly. They should have started off in a division of a winning setting for her.
for sure. So Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona is in the back, and he tells his boy Cody Rhodes. He he didn't come back to WWE just to come back. I came back for that. And he points at the WWE Championship. Cody says, okay, let me just get past Drew McIntyre first. And I'll consider it.
Well,
Oh, Cody, how'd that work out for you?
well, Matt, you ain't never getting that match, man. Your only chance was against Cody, and oh man, good luck. Should have stayed
So,
the king of the Indies.
maybe, bro. So, we have Drew McIntyre in a 3 stages of hell match against Cody Rhodes. Well, Drew McIntyre scored the first fall in the 3 stages of hell match in about 4 minutes with a low blow and a claymore to Cody Rhodes for the pinfall victory.
Oh, man, this is 3 stages of inconvenience.
We then have Cody Rhodes scoring the second fall as he hits a crossroads on the announce table to Drew McIntyre. Cody clearly didn't have enough room to do the crossroads, so when he did his little twirl for the crossroads, his fucking head just kind of bounced on the table. So that looked pretty bad. But that was that. So Cody gets the second fall, and now the steel cage. The steel cage portion of the match. Drew McIntyre was about to escape through the door. And WWE, I see everybody calling it out on social media, so I'm gonna join the party. WWE has a masked figure
Dude,
wearing all black.
and
At this
hoodie.
point, I'm starting to appreciate Roman Reigns' returns a little bit more because at least he just comes out in Roman Reigns gear, Roman Reigns attire. He comes out with his fucking cargo pants, his Jordans, and his newest Roman Reigns t-shirt. Because it seems like for everybody else's return gear is a black hoodie, a shiesty, and black cargo pants and black boots.
Like, I really missed the time of the wrestler coming back, just wearing street clothes and jumping the barricade. Like, dude, I know who it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it's actually supposed to be a surprise, why does every return have to be this like half surprise in a mask? It's so like even Austin Theory. Like I back when I like back at War Games time, I said it. You shouldn't even put him in the mask. If I'm being honest, I don't even think that was necessary. Let alone someone like Fatu. We know it's Fatu. What is he in the mask for? Because, like, yeah, the live audience sees it, but with the right camera work, we have no clue. We just hear the pop and see the heads turn. We don't know who they're looking at, so it could be anybody. You don't need the mask.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, look at how successful, look at how successful somebody's, debut, like in again, I'll go back to NXT, but like look at somebody like Adam Cole.
Yeah.
His debut didn't require, him wearing him wearing a fucking mask, or him wearing a black hoodie. It was um it he just came out in street clothes, man. So again, it's these things like it's like Triple H does this shit because it's easy to get clicks off of. It's easy. Who's the masked man? Who's the hooded figure? Oh, all this type of shit. When in NXT, again, like I said, he would just have people debuting come out there in street clothes. You know what I mean? But it's easy to get clicks off of if WWE posts on their social media, who is this masked hooded figure. It's easy, and it seems like a lot of times that's a bit too much of their priority these days is, it just, how can we generate clicks rather than just doing something simple just to resonate with the viewer. They jump through all these leaps or whatever to make it controversial when, again, like you said, who's coming back for Drew McIntyre? We all know it's Jacob Fatu. I mean, nobody thought it was fucking Uncle Howdy. You know what I mean? Like, nobody thought fucking Hikaleo was coming out there to be the mystery man, and fucking Jeff Cobb was coming out there to attack Drew McIntyre. We all know it's Jacob Fatu, bro. So why not just have the dude just run out there?
Exactly, man, and like that's the one thing I can't appreciate about like the Romans, and I'm sure it's gonna be like that with the Seth return. It's as simple as just hitting their music, dude. It's all you gotta do, and that person comes out, or they're gonna have Seth in street clothes come out and attack because. And if they don't, and if they do the max shit with like Seth upon his return, it's gonna be so annoying because he doesn't need that shit, dude. He himself is the pop. And Jacob Fatu, he's a good enough name where himself, like a Roman, like a Seth, his existence is the pop. You don't need the mask.
It's like, WWE did it with Becky at Clash in Paris, and it's like Becky's got the orange hair, so like maybe you don't want people to know, that this is Becky Lynch or whatever. Okay, so just throw a beanie on her. You know what I mean? Cover up the hair.
Yeah,
Just throw a hat on her real quick and call it a day. But no, they do the whole get up where she's wearing all black and a shiesty, and it's just like it's so much. It's so extra. But again, in this case especially, who else is coming to attack Drew McIntyre? We fucking know it's Jacob Fatu. It was like, we used to make fun of it all the time with WWE and the Bloodline and Solo Sokoa. They would have Solo come out there every time in a fucking black shiesty and a hoodie. We know it's you, dog. Who else is running out here with no shoes and taped up ankles with fucking Samoan fucking, fight shorts on? Who and a taped thumb? We know it's not Umaga. We know it's you, bro. I mean, the only other person that wore a get up like that in WWE was Umaga.
Fatu or nothing. I know who it is when the fucking when he pulls his arm out, his sleeve goes up a little bit and you can see his tattoos. I wonder whose fucking tattoos are those. Like, it's so pointless, dude. It's cooler if you have the guy in street clothes come out in street clothes and do the thing. That's what's cool about those type of attacks, or at least what used to be cool.
You know, again, going back to NXT, one of the coolest things about that Adam Cole debut was the fact that Morrow, knew instantly, oh my God, it's Adam Cole. You know what I mean? It would have been so corny if he was who is that? Who could this be? Oh my God, it's Adam Cole. Like, no, he immediately was like, oh my God, it's Adam Cole. You know, think about, that fucking amazing line where Morrow says, he says, you know, what was the Bebe line he said? It was
He's here. He's here to do something in a big way,
yes,
baby.
he's here
I
for
forgot what the post.
he is here for the NXT championship in a big way, baby. Could you
Come on,
imagine
bro.
if Morrow was just sitting there like,
Who could this be?
who is this guy attacking Drew McIntyre in a big way?
Like, I,
No, it don't hit the same.
no, it
Um,
doesn't.
it don't hit the same. But anyways, we didn't even get to the worst part yet. Fatu attacks Drew McIntyre. What do you know? It's fucking Jacob Fatu. He attacks Drew McIntyre. I know, right? He attacks Drew McIntyre, and Principal Boy Scout Cody comes up to intervene in the fight for whatever reason, even though Fatu wasn't even attacking him. And Jacob Fatu completely lost it. He turned around, started beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes, which led Drew McIntyre to fall out of the door and win the WWE Championship, bro. Drew McIntyre dropped out of the door and won the WWE Championship in Berlin as my original idea was, Cody's probably going to win the championship back. But then here on this SmackDown, they announced like a whole tournament. Well, it's a WWE tournament. It's a bunch of singles matches to build up to a fatal 4-way. And then the winner of the fatal 4-way faces Drew at Saturday night's main event or at the Royal Rumble, I mean, in Saudi Arabia. So it's not going to be Cody or Fatu, as Drew's going to get a new challenger. First of all, man, how did you feel about Drew McIntyre? Before we get on to, what WWE does moving forward, how did you feel about Drew McIntyre capturing the WWE Championship and Cody Rhodes losing the belt?
It's nice, I guess. The feeling's kind of gone that we would have had from this win. I don't know, 2 fucking years ago. Feeling's kind of gone there, but I am glad, I guess, that he won it. And initially, I assumed once he won it, it was just gonna be, a quick one and done. But from what we're hearing, that might not be the case. So I feel like this reign and everything around it, if it's the way it's looking, and we'll talk about it on Friday, but I think it'll get better over time. At least hopefully, I think so. As for Cody losing it, I am so happy for that. Anybody could have beat him, and I was happy. So I'm happy. That Boarfest is no longer the champion, man, and I think it could be more interesting for his character to not be champion right now. I think he needs that inner character adversity and some inner character, just different direction. Maybe a little anger, maybe a little frustration, and I hope he shows that. I really hope he does, man. I feel like he's gonna try to chat his way out of it, but I hope it doesn't work, and I hope that's a story they're gonna try to tell, man. But what about you?
See, as for Drew winning, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. I was ready to come on here and call this a token title win. I was ready to come on
Of
here
course.
and call this the here damn title reign. But then, and we'll get more in depth with it on Friday, but apparently now the whole Roman Cody thing for Mania is scrapped. So I don't know if Cody's gonna win anyway, and yeah, I don't know if Cody's gonna win it back anyway and just do something else. I don't know if I don't know now if this is just going to be a legitimate title reign for Drew, where maybe he just drops it to somebody like Fatu at WrestleMania. I don't know. I really hope Triple H trends in the right direction, and I really hope we do get more news building up to Friday to, kind of, really, I guess, further, solidify what exactly is going on here with the championship situation going into WrestleMania. But at the end of the day, dude, I'm very happy with Cody and Roman being scrapped. I was never a fan of that. I think that was just completely unnecessary to do, and that just screamed Triple H. Oh, we have nothing else, to do, so let's just put our two biggest stars in a fucking one-on-one match at WrestleMania and call it a day. I don't know if that is the case. But regardless, McIntyre is the WWE champion now. What this means for WrestleMania, again, I don't know if they're going to do the three-way that we all thought would be doing at that we all thought they would be doing at the Royal Rumble, with Fatu, Cody, and Drew, as all a part of that. I don't know if they're just going to do that for WrestleMania, which I wouldn't know what that means exactly for Roman at Mania, but whatever it is, Cody and Roman is not the plan anymore. And again, I don't even know truly if this means Drew McIntyre is going to get a reign or if he is just going to end up dropping it back to Cody, at the Chamber, which if I got to fucking watch a Cody Rhodes title win, then just blow my brains out right there. I don't want to see that at all. To be quite frank with you guys, man, but I don't know what this means for Drew. I really don't, man. But again. I mean, it's a lot better than him just dropping it back to Cody at Rumble. Now, again, he could just drop it back to Cody at Chamber, but I'm happy that Drew did get his moment. I am, but I just don't know what to expect from WWE because yes, now there's a little bit of unpredictability thrown into it, and I do like that. But at the end of the day, that's not to say Triple H is going to come in with the save. He could come in with something that. Now I'll say there's no way it could get worse than Cody and Roman. That was like peak. What the fuck are you doing? Um, but again, that's not to. I mean, look at what he gave. Jay and Gunther was unpredictable for Mania. That doesn't mean it was fucking good, So there's always the possibility he gives us something on the level of unpredictability, but it's unpredictability that leaves all of us like, I don't really care to see this either.
No, exactly, and that's the biggest problem sometimes with Triple H. Yeah, safe is boring, but with Triple H, sometimes not safe is god awful, i.e. last year. And that's what I was saying, talking about Rumble this year, man. It is either going to be a really good surprise or a fucking horrible one. And
Yeah.
it is making Royal Rumble very unpredictable and very divisive, which I think is a good thing overall. But with Triple H, it could be a very scary thing. Um, and with Drew, you could do a lot. If Drew is going to be the champion, which it looks like it is the case now, which I think is good overall. A lot of people want the Drew and Roman match. I want the Drew and Sammy match more than anything. If you want a great baby face for Drew to face, for Mania, Sammy, you could do Sammy. Rumble
I
is
feel
in, Saudi.
so that's the thing that is very true. Sammy's in this tournament though. So I feel like
Oh, he is,
Sammy
yeah.
might get the match at Rumble,
And he's gonna
fail,
lose it. Wow.
and then end up winning the world championship next year when
Next
Mania
year.
is in Saudi. That's what I'm
Yep.
feeling.
He's gonna lose the title. I actually completely. He's gonna lose the title match at a Royal Rumble, and a year later he's gonna win the Rumble for the whole like poetry thing. 1 year later he lost. Now he has the opportunity to go win it. I actually would see that, and I like that overall.
So we got, yeah, we have a lot of interesting elements here now, and like Sir K said, man, Royal Rumble has been spiced up just a bit, even though I say just a bit, and I mean that because I feel like with what WWE did on Monday Night Raw, I feel like they're just gonna keep Braun out until Mania, or sorry, until Rumble. Bring him back from suspension, and then he's just gonna end up winning the Rumble to go fight Punk, which I mean, I like that, you know, I mean, it's Punk versus a young guy, but, like, how many fucking times do we see that on Raw? Like, Punk and LOL, Punk in the Vision type of
I
thing.
was gonna say
You know,
Punk and Vision again.
I mean, it'll be nice to see, you know, Braun. Okay, yes. Back to what I was saying. I do like, you know, I do like the idea of Braun winning. I do like the idea of Braun winning a Rumble. Again, it's a younger guy. It gets, you know, that accolade under his belt. And I do like the idea of him winning a world championship at Mania. It's just I don't really care to see Punk around the Vision anymore. It is just I just like, and it's again, it's not to say I like the idea of it. It's just the idea would have been great if you started to, you know, teasing that feud now. You know what I mean? But it's like these guys have literally been feuding since the night after Mania last year. So it's like we're damn near like 10 months in to this feud with Punk and the Vision, and it's just I don't know. I don't really care to see that, even though I do like the idea of Braun, you know, being crowned at Mania. I do, but it's just overall, man, something I think is just I think WWE's beat it into the ground. But Royal Rumble definitely has, again, it definitely could have a lot of spice to it, but I honestly just feel like Braun's gonna end up coming back, winning it, and then, you know,
Back.
we're off to the races with more Punk in the Vision.
No, exactly, and that's the thing that does suck about the Braun Breaker WrestleMania stuff. It's nothing to do with him. It's the group, and then there's the after of okay, he beats Punk, and then he just probably is gonna go have to face Seth for the same title that Seth has been around for its entire existence. You know what I mean? It's like at this point, I'd rather see Seth go to SmackDown and mix it up with those guys. I think that would be more interesting, or that, or you do shit with the Vision, mix them up, break some of them up. At this point, the Vision feels really useless to the show overall, even though they're the main crux of the show. They feel like there's no end game, um, and any end game that there is, I'm very much not interested overall. Um, and that's the part that sucks, man. Because it has nothing to do with Braun on paper, and just by himself, that's a very interesting and cool thing for him at Mania. But it's the whole surrounding Vision stuff that make it weak.
It is. It is for sure. But yeah, as for a Rumble, that's kind of where I'm at. Again, it could go really good or it could go really bad. It really all just depends on where we're at in whatever Triple H feels like doing the day of the Royal Rumble. So very very much interested to see what happens there. But Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship, and like I said, we will have to wait and see on kind of what this means for WrestleMania and what this means for Royal Rumble now, or even if this is going to be something long term, or if this is just some short term title reign for Drew, just as a here damn title reign. But I don't know, man. I don't know what they got going on, but hopefully whatever it is, it's good, and we're not, leaving ourselves like last year with the World Heavyweight Championship, asking ourselves who the fuck asked for this. So
I hope so.
that is that. And that was everything for SmackDown, man. So Drew is the new WWE champion. And again, man, hopefully everything goes good for the guy. But I can't say I have the most trust for his boss. So,
No trust whatsoever for me.
well, now we got Monday Night Raw as unfortunately, man, we're not talking about Demogorgons in the Upside Down this week, as we're back to regular Monday Night Raw.
Just the same show, just with actual somehow less production to it. somehow I think I'd rather take Stranger Things Raw. At least that had some fucking spice to it.
Yeah,
Is dead ass is chicken and rice every fucking week.
literally, bro. I will say it definitely doesn't get old hearing Godzilla. By
It is nice. That's refreshing.
It's very nice hearing that. That is very very nice to hear as the theme song for Monday Night Raw. The show opens up. This was from Dusseldorf, Germany. The show opens up with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky as okay. They come out there to celebrate their tag team championship win before they are interrupted by Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. They come out making their case for a title shot at Rhea and Io. Liv is saying that, she did not lose them. Therefore, they deserve a tag team championship match. They then get interrupted by Lyra and Bayley. They come out making their case for the tag team championship, saying that, yes, Liv did not lose the championship, but your partner over there, Roxanne Perez, did lose the titles. Both teams are arguing before Io Sky starts yelling at both teams in Japanese, and then the Kabuki Warriors attack they attack Liv and Roxanne and Lyra and Bayley and Rhea and Io before Rhea and Io jump in the ring, and they clean house on all the tag teams, and they're left standing tall at the end of this thing. And Adam Pearce then makes it official that later in the night we will be getting a triple threat women's tag team title shot, or a triple threat women's tag team title #1 contender match, to see who will be facing Rhea and Io at Saturday night's main event in Montreal.
Fucking pointless, dude. And the worst part about this, man, is I like Rhea and Io as a tag team. They're cool. They're interesting. And it's weird because, like, they have actually a lot of good, interesting women's tag teams. Bayley and Lyra, Rio and Io, and, like, they're here, but, like, it still doesn't feel interesting overall. And I think they after they beat them, Kabuki Warriors should have been completely done with Rhea and Io, because at this point, it's that part's just killing it.
Yes, it definitely, like a lot of things in WWE, feels a bit overplayed. Speaking of overplayed, the Judgment Day. After this, Liv Morgan walks up on Finn Balor, who's sitting in the clubhouse playing video games. He was playing Finn Balor versus Cody Rhodes on WWE 2K25. And she calls him out for doing nothing. What you should do is storm Gorilla and call Triple H out for doing nothing. I digress.
Say, you're talking about doing nothing. Go to Gorilla. The hell? Go to that fucking writer's room. Go up to the
Man.
Unreal photographers and fucking tell them where Triple H is at.
Fuck. So, she calls Finn out for doing nothing, playing video games, and not doing what he said he was going to do last week and carry the Judgment Day on his back and go after gold. Finn kind of just stares at her. She walks off and he says, "Just you watch." I didn't know what this means, but that leads us into our next segment. But as for this segment, yeah, I mean, I wish Liv Morgan would have called Triple H out for not doing nothing. I mean, what is he doing? Because so far, going into the Royal Rumble, your boy is scared. I don't know what WWE. It's like WWE's trying to do the thing again, that they did with WrestleMania 40, where it was like a bunch of controlled chaos. It's like they're trying to, just kind of throw things out of whack for Mania season because Mania 40 went so well. They think, doing that, is guaranteed them success, even though the whole point of Mania 40 was it was controlled chaos, as to where this could very well just be chaos with no plan, for all we know. We're going to find out in a couple weeks, but it could very well be chaos with no plan.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. Yeah, it's so weird, man. Media season, you got stuff like this where, like, and we'll get to it. What they did tonight with Finn was really cool. And if they did more stuff like that, I would have more faith, but it's probably just going to be a one-off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
So,
So, CM Punk comes out for a promo. This crowd was so quiet. CM Punk was like trying to like cheer him on to like sing Cult of Personality, and they were like hardly singing it.
yeah, this was like a horrible international crowd, dude.
Horrible.
Like, bro, what? Like, the only notable thing they did was when they were singing for Bailey, when they were doing the old Bailey chant. That's
Yep.
the only thing I remember them doing. And that was dope. And that was the Sterling night. So I was like, oh, they're about to go crazy tonight. No, that was the most notable thing they did, was do the old Bailey chant.
Yep. So, Punk comes out. He says he will never get tired of being our champion. Wow. He says the road to WrestleMania is unpredictable. Just ask my friend Cody Rhodes. He says, although it is unpredictable, it goes through me. He says the vision is in his rearview mirror now. Okay.
Okay, well, we'll see about that, buddy, but all right. I wish, but
Yeah.
I wish it was true, but objects in the mirror are closer than they appear, man. Hate to break it to you.
Yeah, no, for real. He says he's excited to see who is his next challenger. Finn Balor then comes out.
The worst part about this, man, imagine the pop of this moment if it was Finn's actual old theme song. For a second, if I didn't have it spoiled for me on Twitter already, I would not have known who was coming out in that moment. That's what's bad about all these theme songs.
Yes, 100%. 100%, bro. So Finn comes out and says that Punk mentioned that he was one of the guys that Punk wanted to face when he won the world title. So here I am. Really? Here I am. Here you are. Yeah, Finn. Here I am. Triple H finally wanted to use me after fucking, I don't know how long of doing nothing with the Judgment Day. Here I finally am. Way to make him look like a doofus. Punk.
You're right. Oh, dude, Punk made him look even worse when
Oh, he
he said
did. Oh,
he.
God.
I was like, oh, he man.
Punk says, yeah, I did mention you as somebody I wanted to test myself against. That was 2 months ago. Where have you been? You're in the back playing games, worrying about JD, worrying about Dom. Some weeks I think you're shining Liv shoes.
Oh man,
Oh,
this is
God.
this dude. Would anybody know that this dude invented the Bullet Club? Would anybody know? No.
No.
Like, come on, man. Come on, what happened? Where is the Prince, dude? Where is NXT? Either version of NXT fucking Finn Balor. Where's the Prince, dude? Can you give me NXT Prince Finn Balor right now?
Have been asking for NXT Prince Finn Balor since Triple H took over.
Man, when that motherfucker Pele kicked fucking Johnny Organo or
Oh,
whichever fucking member of DIY was, can he do that to the Judgment Day? Can he just be standing next to him and just Pele kick one of the fuck out of him and just move on?
dude, that
Fucking
is one
do
of my
it. I
that
don't
is
even care.
that is one of my favorite NXT moments, man, where Ciampa, Gargano, and Finn went to walk up to, the Undisputed, and Finn taking his jacket off, mid take jacket off, just fucking Pele kicks Johnny Gargano, and then Finn is, and the ring is shaking because the Undisputed is behind him, just fucking pouncing on Tommaso Ciampa, and it was such a great moment. It was such a great moment, and those moments from Prince Finn Balor were just, that is genuinely my favorite version of Finn that we've ever seen in WWE. Was his second stint in NXT, because man, this dude was a fucking demon, bro. When he was the Prince, he was so dope. He was so dope, man. Um, man, what
Dude,
happened?
like, that segment is genuinely one of my favorites because it's so perfect for everybody's character. For Finn's, like you said, the way that Judgment Day just fucking pounce on him with no
Undisputed,
hesitation.
not the Judgment
Oh
Day.
yeah. No, my bad. They are burned in my brain at this point. The way Undisputed pounce on them with no hesitation as Finn doesn't even care. Dude,
Oh
so
man,
perfect. One of my favorite segments they've done, man. It's character-wise, it's one of the most perfect segments.
yeah,
And
it
fucking
is.
none of them mean anything nowadays.
Where
Literally,
where
none
is
of those
that, Paul?
segments.
Johnny
None of those
Gargano's
segments.
dressing up as Axiom. Finn Balor's playing fucking 2K in the back and shining shoes, apparently. Fucking talking about, here I am after all these fucking years. You ain't had a good match since the I Quit match against Edge in fucking 4 years ago in 2022. You ain't done shit since then, and now you come talking about, here I am. Tommaso Ciampa's not even in the fucking company anymore. Adam Cole's fucking worrying if he's gonna wrestle again. Kyle O'Reilly's fucking conglomerating, and Bobby Fish is in MLW in like some Four Horsemen group. What the fuck?
Is he? Oh no. I ain't keeping up with that man. He okay. Oh man, literally none of the people on that segment mean anything nowadays. What
No,
happened, dude?
none
What
of them.
happened? None of them. Adam Cole is probably never gonna wrestle again. What in the world are we? What timeline did we step into, man? What did we do wrong to deserve this timeline,
No
man?
idea. No
Yeah,
idea.
no idea, man. But man, I wish he would just do that to the Judgment Day, man. Imagine the pop, him doing that shit to them.
God.
Come on.
Oh, it'd be wonderful. It would be wonderful. So, Punk says, do you want to do this tonight? Finn says he's been around long enough to know that time is everything. He says that Punk won't have to worry about the Judgment Day because he's watched Punk take home field advantage in Chicago his whole career. And you should check your schedule because next week we are in Belfast, Ireland. And it's going to be the Punk versus the Prince. Don't ever say that. It's not the Prince. This
It's
is not
not.
the Prince. No.
No, this is a man with no crown, with no swag. This is current day Finn Balor, dude. You come out to Mexican rap music for some reason. You ain't the same. I'm sorry, bro. The Prince isn't coming out to
No.
Mexican rap music for no reason,
Dude, do
bro.
you remember the entrance for the Prince when he would do the arm raise and then he would go into the Bullet Club gun pose? Oh, man.
Oh man,
God, that
that
was
shit was.
awesome.
Or when he would do the fake out arm thing, where he would go to do the arm thing, and he would fucking fake it out. Cause man, ah, he
Ah,
was so dope. Now he's
great.
fucking useless. Now he's not the prince. Don't call yourself that, bro.
He says there will be a new world heavyweight champion. So you come out there telling Punk, I want a world title match. Here I am. So he wants to give it to you, but you want it next week. Okay.
Yeah, right. And by logic, you're a heel. So why do you want home field advantage if you're probably even gonna? I bet you next week he's gonna say something about how he doesn't care about his hometown or whatever because he's a heel because Triple H doesn't fucking understand.
He doesn't understand anything. Paul and his propaganda.
It's literally Triple H propaganda, man. It's bigger than you think.
Man. Punk then apologizes to the fans in Belfast for having to watch him put their countrymen to sleep. Punk and Finn is next week in Belfast, Ireland. That's great. What does Finn do after this? Because we all know he's just gonna lose to Punk. So what's gonna happen? Is Braun Breaker gonna come out and spear CM Punk? Is what's gonna happen? What Nothing.
It's
It,
it's gonna be Punk doing random shit until the Vision's back in his circle.
yes, that's exactly what this is gonna be. He's gonna be jolly old Punk. I'm never gonna get tired of being your champion. La-di-da, I fucking love the WWE universe. I fucking love being your champion, CM Punk, until the Vision comes back and Braun Breaker comes back for the world title. And that's what it is.
Exactly, man. It's gonna be something, man. I'm sure the match is gonna be good next week, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
next week we're gonna see what we should be seeing on the regular, but what we don't, and Finn's gonna lose, and we're gonna be sad, and he's gonna move back into to Judgment Day obscurity, where he's gonna be, and I already know next week he's gonna lose. There's gonna be a backstage judgment segment after of him being mad, and the other guys being happy, and then he's gonna side eye them. Just, I'm just, come on, man.
Yep. So next week, Monday Night Raw, Finn and Punk. Um, be interesting to see where it goes. But at the end of the day, this is current day Finn Balor. So we all know he's probably just gonna lose and go on to, side eye the Judgment Day afterwards, and that's all it's ever gonna be. Speaking of Judgment Day, Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez win the number one contender match against Lyra Valkyria and Bayley and the Kabuki Warriors. As Liv Morgan got a blind tag in on, she tagged Roxanne, and while Kairi Sane wasn't looking, she hit her with an Oblivion.
Yep. And yeah. So I'm sure they're gonna go on to have that tag title match, rub it in Finn's face, and Judgment Day tension. Yay, dude! How long have we been having to say Judgment Day tension, man? And how much longer is it gonna go on?
Oh my
Liv's
god.
back. Liv's back already, bro. Just end it, bro. I'm saying, bro. Just
Yes, I completely get where you're coming from, dude. The again, yeah, I've never I'm never one to again just want to up and drop a storyline, but yeah, at this point, like you said, it is a dead carcass that you have been dragging with this story to the point where, to be honest, nobody fucking cares about it anymore. No, it's not even one of those things on Monday Night Raw that they overdo anymore because you just don't care. Yes, they still do overdo it in terms of just the tension, but at the end of the day, like nobody cares about this storyline anymore, man. I mean, I don't know, but Liv and Roxanne win a shot at the tag team championships in Montreal against Rio for the tag team championships, and that that's that, I guess. So I'm still trying to look for somebody who cares.
Oh, for real. Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
So we have more Judgment Day. This was a very Judgment Day heavy episode.
It was, dude, and oh, that shit's the worst.
Oh
I'm
man, that just
sorry.
leaves a sour
Dude,
taste in your
and,
mouth, bro.
and it sucks because we don't even have like JD here right now or Dom here right now. At this
Yes.
point, I would rather take those two doing whatever they were doing than the rest of the Judgment Day. Um, at least I still have faith that that JD McDonough has value to Triple H, and Dom is obviously an easy one of value, man. But the rest of them, boy, God.
Yeah. So we have Raquel Rodriguez coming out here for a interview with Michael Cole. She's healing up on what she did to Stephanie Vacher last week. She says, soon, big, sexy Raquel Rodriguez will be women's world champion. So they call her Big Mommy Cool, and now they're calling her Big Sexy. So is she
Just
just women's Kevin Nash?
like at this point, just call her Diesel. J- j- just just call her fucking what is the fucking oh god, I forgot the number of gas. How I was gonna call her. God damn it, it killed my
93?
joke. Yeah, at this point, just call her 93. That's all she is. She's just gasoline, dude. She's just I guess, he just really loves fucking Triple H just loves him some Diesel, and he thinks he has that in Raquel.
He does. He does. Stephanie Vacher comes hobbling out there on her boot, and Raquel, kind of makes fun of her, but then she ends up walking off. Stephanie, still looking in the general direction that Raquel just walked away on, Stephanie grabs the championship and starts talking to the camera, telling Raquel, "Come get this championship come get this title if you want it." And Raquel comes out there and attacks Stephanie Vacher. How fucking stupid did Stephanie look in this segment? You literally just watched her walk away, and you didn't even completely turn around to the point where you couldn't see her. Which, I'm debating which looks more stupid, that or this. Because, dude, she was still looking in the general direction and still got blindsided by Raquel.
Literally, what it's a both production mistake and then just a character mistake of ultra dumb babyface syndrome. You have this girl limp out there and just keep getting attacked every week on purpose, essentially. What are you doing with Stephanie, bro? Are you that much of a fucking moron? You don't know how to book a single champion? You bald freak? Like, what are you doing?
Uh, I man, I'm so I'm genuinely so lost with the Stephanie Vacher booking, bro. I don't understand. I just truly don't understand this, bro. I really don't. This is this segment was so ridiculous to me, man, and I don't even know where well, I do know where this goes. Raquel ends up losing, and then Raquel goes back to the Judgment Day clubhouse, and they are going to make little comments at her about not winning the women's world championship. So I don't know. Stephanie Vaquer looked like an absolute idiot here. She really did.
She really did. They're making her out to be just super ultra dumb babyface for no reason.
Javon Evans versus Mayo of Rayo and Mayo.
What is this, dude? What a start to your fucking main roster career. You're facing these fucking joke luchadors. Ooh.
Okay. Well, I think Javon Evans is a luchador himself. What do you make of that?
Well, please elaborate further.
Well, Javon Evans, for some reason, I don't know. Did you
Oh,
see the part of Monday Night Raw where he was like checking on Penta and
yeah,
Dragon Lee?
I have that later in the yes. What? And he's like, "Yeah, if you guys need help, I got your back."
No, don't get involved with the Vision, Javon. In fact, you should have went to SmackDown at this point.
No, why is he homies with that?
He's homies with Penta and Dragon Lee, and he's
Where's
feuding
Ray?
with other other luchadors in the Americano family.
Ray was with those two last week. Where was he this week? He's their third guy. It's backup.
He's banned from Dusseldorf, Germany. They don't allow luchadors in Dusseldorf, Germany.
But there was fucking 4 or 5 of them on tonight, last night. There's literally 5 of them there.
I know,
What do you mean he was banned?
it's faker than you think. This could be some Triple H propaganda.
Exactly, man. All the storylines are scripted.
Yep.
You see that part of the ad? Fucking A.
Yes.
God damn, I hate that
Did
show.
you see that WWE Unreal ad during Raw where Paul Heyman goes, I am not a fan of this show. I'm like, Paul, maybe you should tell that to the other Paul, because all he cares about is this fucking Unreal show because it makes him look in charge.
And the worst part about that is his excuse of, hey, I hate this show anyway, but it exists. It already killed kayfabe, so I might as well just kill it further. Is in a way of what he said is why he does the show, is because kayfabe's already dead, so I might as well just do the show.
Paul Levesque said this, or Paul Heyman?
Oh, Heyman, that useless fucking moron. Well, at this point, he's just as bad as other Paul, man. He lost Roman and lost all his sauce. Apparently, I guess Roman was his sauce. We thought it was the other way around. Apparently not.
Well, he's not a fan of Unreal, and it's quite unreal to me that Triple H is filled with so much Dana envy. He has to he has to put on a show like Unreal to make himself feel in charge. You didn't need Unreal in NXT. Why we need it now, I have no idea. But however, we have Rey Mysterio. I have no idea where he was. I have absolutely no idea where Rey Mysterio was. But Javon Evans is he's homies with Penta and Dragon Lee here.
You can put him on SmackDown, man. What the fuck is this? You have one of your fucking most brightest prospects facing the El Grandes and teaming with Penta and Dragon Lee.
What the fuck, dude?
What is this, bro? Oh man, I genuinely don't even doubt that they're gonna make him like the honorary 3rd or 4th technically of that group.
Yeah, probably. He's gonna be next to feud with the Vision because they're gonna want him in the ring with Logan Paul because they're both athletic as fuck. I guarantee it.
It's actually probably Logan's Mania match. I could see it actually being Javon Evans
I could
at
see
this
that
point. Now
too.
that you say that,
I
I
could
could
see
see
that
that.
too. Yep.
But you know what? If you take out like the vision aspect to that, I'm okay with that. But the vision's gonna be the part of it that
Yes, they
kills it,
will.
like everything else.
Yes, they will.
Again, it's a
S-
Judgment Day situation where they're all better off individually, if I'm being honest.
So, oh, did you also see the part of that Unreal ad where, they do this big dramatic camera cut to Jelly Roll, and he's like, "I haven't felt fear like that in my life." I'm like, dude,
You don't
it's not that deep. Like, what you just you you
give
took a fucking frog splash on an announce table.
like I've taken a fucking one winged angel on the hardest dirt I think on this planet. You're good, bro. You're
Yeah.
okay. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
Fucking
All
stupid,
right.
dude.
There
That
was some shit in that thing where I was like, dude, what is this season? Although, I did you see the part where Naomi mentioned talked about when she walked out?
I did. I did. That
That's
was one of the
cool.
only intriguing parts to me, to be
Yeah,
honest.
the Naomi part, whatever Naomi episode is going to be, that one actually seems interesting and genuine. Where it's one of those things where that's cool to actually dive into the real life stuff. It's like her in the past having to walk out, and now she's women's world champion. That journey, like that's the type of shit this show should be about.
It should, but instead it's about Triple H's fucking diagram on who he had to call to put together the Seth Rollins fake injury angle. Um
We're gonna see that diagram too, just like with fucking Cena. It's gonna be Becky. It's gonna be fucking
his
Seth, and
daughter.
it's gonna be fucking Paul. Yep.
It's gonna be
Oh my,
Seth's
you
daughter.
know they're.
We had
Oh
to
my
we
god,
had to
they're
we
gonna put
had to
his
tell
daughter.
Rue. Did
Oh
you see the
fuck.
part in it where she told her teacher that her dad had a fake injury?
Dad, that is. Oh yeah, that is
That shit
hilarious.
actually did kill me. I must say, that did kill me. I thought that was funny.
It is.
She
That's
went to
funny as
school
hell.
and told her teacher that her father had a pretend boo boo.
Damn, she almost killed the gimmick, man.
She
I
almost
mean,
did.
fucking her dad does that, but it's okay.
Well, maybe Rue can tell Triple H to stop it with his pretend Dana-ism. So we have stop being pretend Dana, Paul. Um
Exactly.
so we have the Javon Evans versus Mayo match of the condiments. Um Javon hit a Spanish fly off the top and an OG cutter to beat Tyler Bate. And you wouldn't know that we got a Javon Evans and Tyler Bate match on the show because Javon is Rayo. Or sorry, no, Javon is not Rayo. Bate is not Rayo. He is Mayo, in fact. However, the most interesting thing the Americanos did this week was while they were walking into Raw in the intros, American Made was noticeably staring down the El Grandes, El Grande and the condiments. So I thought that was a blatant Chad Gable tease, which can I please get my fucking boy back in this company? I need Chad Gable on Monday Night Raw, and they better not fuck it up.
No.
God, this show just misses Chad Gable so much.
It does, dude. It really does. It's two things where yes, I can't wait for him to come back, but also I know the fucking horrendous storyline he's gonna be put in when he comes back. So it's such
Probably
a double-edged sword of like, man, he's gonna come back and it's gonna be awesome, but then he's gonna be in the drizzling shits instantly.
correct. This is very correct. So we have Javon Evans. He gets surrounded by the Americanos. He's standing on the barricade behind the announce table. The Americanos surround him, and Javon Evans clears right over them, jumps over the announce table, and escapes the Americanos as commentary's freaking out. Oh my God, Javon Evans is he cleared the announce table. He jumped right over it. What did I say? Last Friday, I think it was, about them looking at Javon Evans as the human highlight reel. Again, it's just 1 week, so I don't want to completely commit to WWE doing that with him, but I'll say we're not off to a good start.
No, the signs are looking good, and that I think that's just the first hint of what they're gonna see him as. As literally, fucking, I don't think fucking Logan could have hit it perfectly. Then he's literally just an ex Kofi for them, and that's so like just a ceiling of what this dude can do.
Yes. So, we have a Becky Lynch video package building to the match next week in Belfast, Ireland against Maxine Dupree for the Intercontinental Championship. And then a couple segments later, we do get a Maxine promo where she is encouraging the Alpha Academy to get some gold of their own. She says next week she will put Becky Lynch's ankle in an ankle lock and break it. Are you excited for Becky Lynch, Maxine Dupree 3?
Just give me AJ and Becky already. I know you're waiting till fucking Rumble to do that. Can you just at this point just don't even put Becky on TV till that point because it's just pointless. It's literally pointless.
Yeah, yeah, Maxine Dupree is not winning the championship back here. I mean, obviously, I feel like we all knew that, but yeah, I mean, filler. Again, this is literally just filler until we get to AJ Lee. So I don't know, man. I mean, what can you even say at this point? We've been dealing with Becky Lynch feuding with Maxine Dupree since like October, on and off. This is quite literally just been filler for. This has literally just been all fucking filler, until AJ Lee comes back, as if they don't have other people on the roster that Becky Lynch can face. It's just Maxine Dupree, I guess.
I saw a tweet that was like a list of all their matches, and I
Uh-huh.
think it's literally like 7 of them throughout like the existence since like October or whatever that they had together. It's like 7 matches or something. I'm like, bro, just stop, please, please, just stop.
Good God.
At this point, as special as that moment was, and I'm glad we got to see it live, logically, you might as well just did the AJ return at Chamber in Chicago. You might as well.
Might as well have, bro. But,
You might as well.
you know, they had to make WrestlePalooza a big thing because it's like their second WrestleMania.
Well, you know what? I think they nailed that on the head because WrestleMania was garbage
Yeah, it
and
was. Yeah,
WrestlePalooza was garbage.
yeah,
So they nailed it. They
they
actually
did.
hit it right on the head with that one.
They did. They did. It was like another WrestleMania. You know, WrestleMania fucking sucked, as did WrestlePalooza. So, you know, it definitely makes sense. But, Jey Uso is backstage talking to Jimmy on the phone. Jimmy couldn't get in the country, but Jey was remote. I don't know why bro flew over there at that point, but okay. He was talking to Jimmy.
Take off.
He was
But
talking.
okay.
He was talking to Jimmy, and Alpha Academy come up, and Jey is not taking them seriously. But then Otis raises his voice at Jey and tells Jey very sternly that they want a championship shot. And Jey says, "Okay, but this is a warning shot. You are stepping in the ring with the best tag team in the game. You understand?" And Tozawa says, "Yeet." All right. Well, that's just great. That's just exactly what I wanted to see, Paul. Paul, I'm so fucking proud of you, Paul. This is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the Usos' first defense be against the fucking Alpha Academy. Although, I will say, seeing Otis be serious really does remind me again that, in 2024, Triple H dropped the ball with Otis big time. Big time.
Big.
Because Otis looked great. He really did here. And again, all it does is all it does is remind me that Paul, you done fucked it up. You done fucked it up, Paul. Congratulations.
Exactly. He really did, man. Like, dude, when we had Gable slapping Otis into being serious and he was demon,
Man,
man, I missed that shit. That was
it was
so
great.
good, and they dropped the fucking ball like they always do. Triple
Yes.
H, man, whatever it's called in football where you drop the fucking ball,
Fumble.
that's Triple H. He fumbles. Oh, okay, it is a fumble. All right, he just fumbles, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a statistic in football. Triple H would fucking have the most of them.
Yeah, he would. He would. He would be leading the league in fumbles. Speaking of fumbles, Pentagon and Dragon Lee, they face Division in probably the most pointless match known to man.
I like how fucking AJ and Dragon Lee dropped the titles, and those two never interacted since then.
Never. Never. There's been nothing.
No, no, we didn't even get like, all right, bro, deuces type,
Mm-hmm.
nothing. They just never fucking interacted again. You could have at least have them just mutually go their separate ways. No.
Yep. Dragon Lee dives on Austin Theory and Logan Paul. And, okay, real quick. Is it just me?
Okay.
Or does Logan Paul, although, you know, I'm getting more used to seeing him in the Vision or with the Vision, is it just me or does he just look so out of place with those three guys, man?
Does, dude. He does. Like Bronze, they fit together. They look like they could be boys. They act like they could be boys. They fit. Austin Theory, they're kind of purposely playing right now the odds one out. So like it makes sense for him to like feel kind of odd in there because that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, Logan, man, he just doesn't fit with those guys, man. He is supposed to be a loner on television. I'm sorry. He really is. Even though they constantly put him in random fucking people for no reason, he just does not fit with that group, man. He just doesn't.
No, not at all. I'm like looking at him with the group, and it's like, and then the worst part about the whole Austin Theory thing is like, yeah, they're doing like the odd man out guy, but even he looks more. I mean, he kind of, I mean, he's got his buzz cut going on, so he kind of just looks like fucking Braun Breaker's little brother. But you got even Austin Theory looks more, and he's not even supposed to, but he looks like he fits in the group more than Logan Paul does. I mean, it's like, uh, man, it is. And again, I mean, I'm getting more used to seeing him with them, but it's like in terms of the fit, it just doesn't look like it fits. It really doesn't, bro. But
No.
we got we have Dragon Lee diving on Austin Theory and Logan Paul. And then Braun Breaker runs all the way down the long ass ramp and spears Dragon Lee to end the match in a DQ. He then gets in the ring and spears Penta. Adam Pearce comes out yelling at Braun Breaker because he told Paul Heyman earlier in the night, tell Braun if he's going to show up with bad intentions, he might as well just go home. Paul said that he would tell Braun, and Braun came out anyway, spearing these two guys, and Pierce is yelling at Braun Breaker while Bronson is behind him. I love the way they shot this. They're like, Bronson hits a tsunami, Pierce jumps in the ring and is yelling at Bronson, and then Braun Breaker's hitting spears behind. It's like they're doing finishers behind Adam Pierce's back as he's talking to each one of them. So Pierce is just visibly getting more frustrated as these two just won't listen to him. Pierce then yells at Braun Breaker, and he puts his hands on Braun Breaker, and he gets in his face, and then Braun grabs Adam Pierce, throws him in the corner, starts yelling at him that he's going to kill him, and then the Vision break it up. They separate the two as we go to commercial. come back. Adam Pearce is then in the back with Braun Breaker. He's in the back with Braun, and he suspends Braun. Braun gets pissed, and Paul Heyman tells Pearce, "You just made the biggest mistake of your career." And Pearce says, "Yeah, he did." And Heyman says, "No, I'm talking about you." He says, "You are going to regret suspending him because you put your hands on him first." And Adam Pearce had this look on his face like, "Oh shit, I did." So I honestly think what he means by that is one of two things. Braun Breaker is either going to be off of TV until he comes back and wins the Royal Rumble, which at that case, he's going to have to be reinstated because he just won the Royal Rumble. And then, he's going to obviously be a bigger problem for Adam Pearce because he's going to be Adam Pearce's world champion. Either that or he's just going to show up every week and just attack people until, Adam Pearce has no choice but to reinstate him because there's going to be a baby face that's going to be like, I want him reinstated so I can kick his ass.
So,
And
yeah,
then,
you know how they go.
yeah, and then it's going to be one of those two things, man. But I honestly think, there is a good possibility that we see Braun Breaker every week just attacking people. But then again, like I said, he very well could just come back, win the Royal Rumble, and then, we're back to the Vision and CM Punk all over again.
Exactly. I could even be like a thing where, obviously Paul Heyman's going to try to, get something out of this with, him hitting him first is obviously just, either not being suspended or being maybe like a later entry in the Rumble as like a way of like covering everything up so Pierce doesn't get in trouble too. You know what I mean? They're just doing all that. I think for more of the Rumble path, like, the other path is obviously possible too. I think it's definitely a Rumble path though, and it's whatever, I guess. But dude, my favorite part about this, you talk about, the Bronson stuff. Did you see Bronson Reed when they were trying to pull, Braun off of Adam Pierce? Fucking Bronson Reed was just in the back, just clapping while Braun was doing
That is
that.
hilarious. I
That
didn't even peep
shit.
that.
Dude, I just looked behind them because I was like, wham, everyone, in the group is, and I was like, wait, Reed's not helping him, get him off him, and he's just behind them, clapping as he's fucking in Adam Pierce's face in the corner. That shit killed me. Those two, their chemistry is off the charts, man. The way they
Oh,
just
yeah.
fucking are just bad influences on each other is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
They
those two
call
are money.
they call that dork Adam Damian Priest a terror twin. That is the Bronze, dude. They're fucking terror, dude, because they just are bad influences on each other. It's great.
Yeah, it is. When Pierce was yelling at Braun Breaker and like Logan and Austin Theory are like egging Bronson Reed on, they're like, come on, come on, come on. And then he does the tsunami, dude. When Adam Pearce hears the impact, the way he turns around and just looks like, what the fuck? And then he jumps in the ring and he starts yelling at Bronson. And then you just see Braun behind him loading up a spear on Dragon Lee. I'm just dying because Adam Pearce just looks like the most stressed out parent trying to get his two sons in line. And both of them are just egging each other on to do horrible shit. They're not listening to him at all. He literally looked like a stressed out parent. It was gold, man. But yeah, the Bronze, I can't say enough good thing about the Bronze, man. They're great together. They really are.
They really are, dude.
Yeah, they like you said, they just have a chemistry that is just undeniable, and it's so organic. It really is one of the best things that WWE's got going for it, man. A lot of times, I wish WWE would just cut the shit and just have these two be a pairing, just because it's just so
Real.
much more organic.
No, it really is, dude. It's so much more organic and just they're just bad influences on each other, and they're just doing shit at the same time. It's hilarious.
100%. After this, we get this celebrity video package. where all these celebrities are pitching, hey, Triple H, how's it? Hey, Triple H, here's what I'm thinking, Paul. Um, dude,
What is
what
that?
is with Paul and this fucking propaganda? What is this?
What is this Triple H propaganda post, dude? This is literally the same way you'll see a fucking Soviet Russia poster. That's all this is, dude. This is just a Triple H glaze propaganda video. What is this propaganda?
They're all like glazing them, like everybody's like fucking all giddy to talk to Hey, Triple H, hey, hey,
Hey,
Triple H.
hey, Triple H.
Like,
Wait,
dude,
what are you doing, man?
this is what I was thinking for Mania. And then they got this dork, Tony Hinchcliffe, on there. He's like, so that's how I would win the women's championship. Like, shut the fuck up. Triple H, get close the fucking laptop. I just close
It's
the
Dana.
laptop.
You think he's that, dude? How much you want to bet within the span of a year there's going to be a Triple H podcast? Like there's that Dana White podcast.
Dana, what? Are you thinking of Joe
Oh
Rogan?
wait, no, I'm thinking of Joe Rogan, but I'm sure he's still gonna have a podcast. I bet there's gonna be a Triple H podcast.
Hey,
I
man.
bet
The Paul Pod.
a Paul Pod. Oh God, don't give them
Well,
ideas.
it's faker than you think, man. Maybe he's gonna reveal, what? Maybe he's gonna reveal what he goes over every week on the booking.
That fan made poster that says Triple H propaganda, it's faker than you think, is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's
And it's
wonderful.
just him with Jey Uso. Genuinely one of the greatest things I've seen him ever in my life. It is beautiful.
Horrible, absolutely horrible.
Horrible.
This is man, this Mania season's gonna be fucking irritating, dude. They're already teasing all these celebrities, man. I'm very interested to see what ends up happening for Mania in the celebrity department, man. Because I feel like, especially with hints like this, man, that this could be bad.
I think could be very bad, dude. I think it will.
AJ says earlier in the night that him and John Cena bonded over respect. He says Gunther needs to be taught a lesson in respect, and that is why he slapped the taste out of his mouth last week, because John can't. Says, so tonight, I am going to make him tap out like a little bitch. We then get to the match. I waited forever for them to go international while Gunther has Symphony Number 9, and the fucking Germany crowd didn't even sing it.
Shit ass crowd, dude. This crowd was so lame.
What the fuck? How do y'all not sing Symphony Number 9, bro? It was right there. They didn't even do it.
Fucking lame as hell, dude. Lame.
This main event match here was really good. It was
It
AJ and
was.
Gunther. It was good stuff. I must say. AJ Styles has Gunther in a calf crusher, and Gunther taps, but out of the ref's view. He like reaches his arm around AJ and taps on his right leg, and the referee was on the left side of the ring, or on Gunther's right,
Yeah.
the far right. And he taps to AJ's right, but our left. And AJ gets up like he won. He gets up like he won the match, and he's trying to tell the ref, ring the bell. I won. He tapped. The referee says, he didn't see it. So he tells the timekeeper, no, the match is going to continue. And as he's talking to the timekeeper, out of his view, Gunther low blows AJ Styles. And gives him a power bomb for the victory, as he blatantly outsmarted AJ Styles and the referee here, as they showed another angle of this. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they didn't just film it to where you can slightly see. Yeah, where you can just slightly see Gunther tapping. The angle they shot, you couldn't see Gunther tap at all. And then the other angle they showed, you just blatantly see him tap out. I don't know why they didn't do like a half tap kind of angle to it. Um,
Exactly.
because, you know, with the angle you showed, again, Gunther just blatantly tapped. I mean, it was very smart, the way he outsmarted the referee, but I don't know I would have showed that angle of him just blatantly tapping, because if you would have did like an angle where it kind of shows him tap, but like you can't really see it, you could have had him run back the replay on Monday Night Raw, and you could have just had him in a heelish way be like, how can you guys say I was tapping? You know what I mean? But like,
See it.
what they did here was just blatantly show him tap out. So I like him outsmarting the referee. I do like that aspect of it, but I probably would have shot it differently. But I wonder where this is gonna go. I don't really know, I don't really know where this goes from here, if they're gonna continue this feud, or I mean, I'm sure they're gonna continue the feud. I don't know if there's gonna be a little pause on it because of the Royal Rumble. But long term, I don't know where this feud goes. I don't know if this is going to go into Mania or whatever the case is, but regardless, I thought the match was really good, and I did like Gunther outsmarting the ref. Personally, though, I would have shot it differently, um, just to give Gunther a little bit more heel ammo, I guess. Um, but regardless, yeah, I don't really know where this goes in terms of like how long they want to do this for. But what they did here tonight, I thought was okay.
No, I did. I did. I liked the match. Obviously, the match itself was very fucking amazing. Very great match. And overall, I liked the ending. Like you said, I think the camera work kind of didn't do the ending justice. I think you could have, either went with your way, or you could maybe do a thing where you have more of the shot of Gunther, a similar shot to what they did with him tapping, but maybe have him visibly look at the ref to make sure he's not looking first, then do the fake out tap. Because you made it look like he was just genuinely tapping. The ref just didn't see it. I wish they shot it more like he did it on purpose, so AJ, is psyched out. I think they could have did the camera work better, but I did like the ending to the match overall, and I am curious to see what the end game for this feud is, because you know maybe it's their Mania feud, but like when are they gonna do the pause? Or are they gonna eliminate? Is one of them going to eliminate the other in the Rumble, or is this going to go into the Chamber? Or one of them, are they going into the Chamber and one of them is going to eliminate the other? Very curious to see how they continue this.
Me too. Yeah, I'm very interested to see how they. I'm very interested to see how they continue this whole thing, man. But um, Michael Cole did blatantly call Gunther a career killer, while he was making his entrance. So I don't know if this is going to be the Mania match for AJ or not. Personally, I wouldn't do it that long, but I also just have a feeling they will end up doing the Brock stuff at Mania. But yeah, that was that. That was Monday Night Raw in Dusseldorf, Germany, man. It was a very boring show. Minus the Braun and Adam Pearce stuff. AJ and Gunther was a really good match. And then the Punk and Finn promo was pretty good. It was nice to see Finn Balor in the ring with like another main eventer again. That was really cool. But other than that, that was Monday Night Raw, man. It was a rather dull week of Monday Night Raw, rather dull week of AEW Dynamite. SmackDown was the only thing that really had anything, I guess, semi talk worthy on it with McIntyre. But at the end of the day, I feel like that's just one of the guarantees of life at this point, is Monday Night Raw being fucking terrible.
Literally, it's Dynamite being useless most of the time, SmackDown being completely pointless, and then Raw just being underwhelming and boring every week.
Correct. So that was everything for the week, man. That was everything for the week. So with that being said, I guess that is gonna do it, man. I guess that's gonna do it for everything here today. For NHP Unscripted. So once again, thank you guys so very much for joining us, man. Thank you to everybody in the live chat. We got Manager Logan, David Rosca, and we have Mr. Welcome Down and Cut They Shiz Off. Gotti, thank you guys so very much for joining us. As that is it, man, and it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
Nice, okay.
And that is going to do it for this edition of NHP Unscripted. This has been episode 282. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. And with that, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all on Friday with the news.
Peace.